Sifuna. In your recent interview with Radio 47, you actually revealed about a conversation you had with him, and just wondering what really drives his recent moves. But do you now believe, because the indication even on the front page of the Taifa Leo is that he is actually seeing the end in as far as his involvement in ODM circles?
He's seeing the end?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, we're going to have an NDC on the 27th of March. And I think that we'll be able to give our party direction. Remember, when a political party that is 20 years old, with its party leader as Raila Odinga, an enigma, a person who has taught us democracy, who has taught us devolution, who has taught us about development, dies, it shakes. You know, it shakes the organization. But we have good people and we have amazing structures. I mean, the one thing I can tell you about ODM is the structures are very strong. And we made a decision as the National Executive Council. Of course, the courts issued an order that he has not been removed. But you cannot be placed into a political party by the courts. Mm-hmm. It has to be by the structures of the party. And I believe our structures and our supporters, many of whom are supporting the current party leader. I see it online. Mm-hmm. There is a huge support. Of course, there's the bloggers who try and ridicule our party leader, who's the brother of the late Raila Odinga. But for me, I feel that Sifuna, for a long, long time, spoke against the direction that BAMBA was going. BAMBA was in the 10-point agenda. BAMBA was clearly supporting William Samoei Ruto. And I remember one of the functions that BAMBA spoke about, it was about the airport. And of course, remember when we had the Adani contract, there was a lot of hue and cry about expanding our airport. And it's long overdue. Our airports really need a PPP to bring them to international standards with the kind of tourists we want to manage. So BAMBA spoke for it. But if you have to ask Sifuna, he would probably be against it. He will be against anything that William Samoei Ruto is doing. He can't see good in anything that William Samoei Ruto does. And that is a shame, because when you are a party that is in a 10-point agenda, in a broad-based government, where our own respected, highly respected, I mean, people like Joho and Badi and Wanga are far, they are more entrenched in the philosophies and principles of ODM than Sifuna ever was or ever will be.
Do you think that this, if even away from Sifuna, because it's almost more or less a movement now, involving other individuals, Babu Owino, James Orengo, and all these people, Godfrey Osotsi, and now it's begun. Going by the events we've seen, the rallies in Kitengela, in Kakamega, in Busia, the feeling was that it's probably the creation of a third force, a potential third force. Now, the question is, would this result in a dilution of what you're working on as a broad-based arrangement, or probably even on the other side, or do you think that time is ripe for a third force?
Look, I mean, we had the using the word third force. I remember we had Akuro Court, who was the president, Third Way Alliance, he was also creating the third force. Look, Kenya, what I know about Kenya's politics is that we are split 50-50. It's definitely going to be probably
it's always a two-horse race.
Yeah, it's always a two-horse race. And it's, even when BAMBA was there, we had a 50-50, a split. But now the advantage that the president has is that he has his base, and then he's got a bit of ODM, all right? And I believe that as we get closer to the elections, people will start looking at issues. We need to look at issues when it comes to Kenya. Okay. And the issues are, what have we achieved from independence? I mean, when I look at William Samoei Ruto, just the teachers, if you look at just the teachers in this country, okay, right? The fact that he is the one president who employed 100,000 teachers, I mean, for me, that is big.
All right.
Okay.
And we'll come to discuss such issues. But Bwana Kiplagat, on this issue of a possibility of a third force,